Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Like my Yoruba brothers will say, Efiniwa. A character is like smoke, you can't hide it for long. PeterObi has been screaming and shouting for all to hear about his level of integrity, capacity to rule, to be a fine leader. And to him, he has given a lot of examples when he became a governor and what he did as a governor of Anambra State. Of course, the likes of Reno Omokri and Soludo seem to disagree in different dimensions, bringing out different evidences, quote and unquote, to portray their point that PeterObi will make a bad leader or was a bad leader in Anambra State. Well, this is coming from someone who knows him on close range, who handed power to him, and who was there when all of this drama. He may not like PeterObi much, but he cannot deny the truth. Let's dive into the news proper to find out exactly what Ngige, Dr. Ngige, Chris Ngige, has got to say. Don't forget, Chris Ngige was in the dispensation of Buhari, so he's talking from a wealth of experience. Now, according to the news, former Anambra State Governor and ex-Minister of Labour, Dr. Chris Ngige, has said that many of the achievements attributed to former Governor PeterObi were built on foundations he had already laid before leaving office in 2006. Now, speaking in an interview, Ngige stated that during his tenure from 2003 to mid-2006, significant reforms in education, health, public service were initiated and set on what he described as cruise control. I had sealed everything, started the ball, and passed it to him. He just put it into the net. The evaluation done on education was during my years as governor, 2004, 2005, and half of 2006, Ngige said. He emphasized that he was not seeking to spark any political controversy or even attack Obi, comparing his remarks to the way Governor Chukwuma Soludo's comment about Obi had been perceived. I am not attacking Obi. He did well as governor in my state because he followed my footsteps and consolidated on what I was doing. Most of those things were not his original ideas, Ngige added. In his words in part, and I quote, I put the place on good. In fact, what he was doing was actually more of cruise control situation. Cruise control, he was on cruise control in education, in health, in public service reform, in everything. He was on cruise control. He had got the ship. I have sealed everything, started the ball and passed the ball to him, and he just put it into the net. The evaluation done on education were my years. 2004, I was the governor there. 2005, I was the governor there. 2006, I was the governor for half of the year. That was evaluation done. But I am not going to enter any controversy. They will now say I am like Governor Soludo, who is attacking everything Obi. I am not attacking everything Obi. Obi did well as governor in my state because he followed my footsteps and consolidated everything I was doing. None of them, most of those things are not his original ideas. Well, coming from somebody who has seen it all, who is fresh air. Obi never said that he was the all-brainer. Obi never said he was all-know-all or do-all. That's why you see the likes of Reno Omokri will always keep saying this, that Obi should show him a school that he started from scratch to finish when he started as a governor. Because there really was none. If there was, it was mostly refurbished because Obi saw why would start from scratch to finish when there are buildings that is dilapidated that needs renovation, and why start where there's bad roads that can be completed and can be renovated and repaired when there are other route networks that can be used. So yes, Obi never took credit. If you listen to him, you will notice that he consolidated, and that's good governance. Governance is not always you abandon the predecessor's job simply because you're a successor just to take the glory, because the governance is all about the people. And if the predecessor, what he did was for the people, you consolidate on it. It's like a baton. They pass it on to you, pass on. But Soludo will never agree Soludo have never said that. In fact, if there's a way they can erase PeterObi being a one-time governor of Anambra State in history in Anambra, probably Soludo would have thought about it, because it's like everywhere he goes, they keep talking about PeterObi. What is it to say for Kenyomelo? Like they will say, Kenyomelo, why would everything Obi? I am here as a governor. I'm hearing Obi. But come on, you're hearing Obi not because you are hearing Obi not as a governor. You're hearing Obi because he's vying for presidency. And I don't think it's a bad idea, because it's going to bring attention to your state. And since you don't even need to work so hard to get attention, all you need to do is put things in order. And you notice that when he talks about Anambra State and what he has done, it's easier for people to come down there and go and verify. And when they go to verify, they come and say, even Professor Soludo is doing well. Look at, even though PeterObi said he did this, look at the more things that Professor Soludo have done now. But alas, that's not even what we see. You are busy trying to look for what there is none. At the end of the day, it now looks as if you are behind we are behind PeterObi, and PeterObi here has moved on. He's doing a lot of vibes. Much as they will say that he's not doing well, Northern Nigerians will tell you that if there's any politician they have one-on-one encounter, they have felt, seen, touched, it will be PeterObi. If there's any politician that is even outside the Northern Hemisphere, outside the Northern region, who has visited them more like a brother, it's the same PeterObi. If there's any politician who, after electionary period, kept on coming to the North, became a friend of the North, literally visited the emirs, the sultans, it's still PeterObi. One will say, well, the electionary period are gone. Why is he still coming? That's to tell you, he's gone beyond electionary. He's talking about governance, doing things from his personal money. Even if you do not like him, will you also deny the effect it's having? There's some person's educational sector that should be, a collaboration, mostly, done by the government. PeterObi is personally bringing out money from his pocket. Will they also deny that effect? Of course not. And these are factors that you cannot deny in every true sense of the word. Honestly, this is fresh air, fresh breath of air coming from somebody, but sincerely speaking, personally, I never allowed people like Ron Mockery and Soludo to dissuade me. The man is using his own self to set his records. Even if you will not believe my past, you do not believe what you have seen in the present, that is the only governor that is seated, moving up and down, daring the government to go and verify. If I say anything opposite, please come and hold me responsible. They've not been able to hold him even 500 naira that he took. Willie Obiano was still in America. Bobo have become, he has stayed there. In fact, he has decided to become American. He's busy. I saw one of these videos. He was busy walking his dog. Bobo no puma for Nigerian politics anymore. He has rested. Now look at what we are hearing about Tamboa, about Emeka Ihedioha, simply because of what they did in their days as governors. And they are now in EFCC. PeterObi flies everywhere, moves around. Nobody has called him for questioning EFCC. Maka, why? How? On what basis? On what basis?